Just picture a farmer stepping into a barren desert with nothing but a perfectly formulated list of seed germination statistics. No soil preparation, no irrigation, just cold, raw data. What happens when the planting season begins? They can recite all of those agricultural facts as fast as they like, but without an organic, nourishing landscape to plant them in, the fruits of their labour will very quickly wither away. Believe it or not, in competitive debate, thousands of brilliant minds make that exact mistake every single weekend. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Except it's not seeds they're scattering, it's evidence. They believe that if they just stand up and they read out enough raw numbers and facts, throw out enough citations and overwhelm the judge with enough data, that they will magically cultivate a winning ballot. But data alone does not win minds. Evidence alone does not command a room. To transform stiff academic data into unshakable, vibrant conviction, you need to nurture a receptive environment. You need to master the craft of human persuasion. You need rhetoric. Today, we are going to walk in the ancient footsteps of Aristotle and Plato, and we will unlock some of the secrets of the spoken word. We're not going to merely study the art of rhetoric. We're going to actively live it by looking into the rhythm of contrast, the foundation of validity, and the breath of life. Firstly, the rhythm of contrast. Imagine a judge sitting at the back of a crowded, exhausting room. They are tired, they are distracted, they are utterly drowning in a sea of monotonous words. If your argument sounds like everyone else's, then it instantly vanishes. To pierce through that heavy fog of indifference, you must master contrast. Let's take a look at a real-world motion. The United States should rewild substantial tracts of land. Now, a standard predictable debater on the con side might stand up and say something like, rewilding causes severe economic disruption to local agricultural communities. Is that claim valid? Most likely it is. Is it clear? Absolutely. But is it memorable? Not even close. Instead, you could just look the judge dead in the eye and deliver it like this. Judge, our opponents offer you a romantic fantasy. We bring you an economic reality. They look at the soil and they see an untouched, pristine paradise. We look at the soil and we see the farmers, we see the families, and we see the future lives that will be entirely uprooted. They push a fantasy while we demand reality. They chase hypothetical paradise while we prevent inevitable disaster. That is how you capture focus. You don't just state an isolated claim. You design a structural boundary that the judge cannot ignore. Now let's move on to our second pillar, validity. Public forum conventions tell us that we must have valid evidence to build credibility. So we can search through online databases to find peer-reviewed data with sound methodology. But how do most debaters introduce that hard-earned data? They will often stand up and say something like, according to a 2024 study published by the Brookings Institution, large-scale land relocation programs reduce regional agricultural output indicators by exactly 12%. Or maybe they just drop in the source after the citation, like reading out an essay. Please stop doing this. If you speak mechanically, listeners may well just hit the mental delete button. To build real authority, you must think about embedding your evidence inside your rhetorical delivery. Watch how we can transform that exact same piece of data into an unshakable foundation of validity. We can do it by saying something like, why must we question the architecture of this motion? Because the fundamental data demands it. Highly qualified experts at the Brookings Institution evaluated large-scale land relocation in their 2022 study, and they didn't just reveal a minor economic speed bump. Judge, they uncovered a devastating 12% collapse in agricultural output, a collapse that instantly threatens food security, a collapse that deeply destabilizes domestic markets, a collapse that severely compromises rural infrastructure. See how that works? The source is completely clear, the authority is fully established, and the data is valid. But instead of reading out a grey grocery list of facts, you use rhetoric to turn a flat statistic into an avalanche of logical weight. Our third and final pillar is humanity, the breath of life. Let's face it, an argument without impact is a song without a melody. It might technically exist on paper, but it possesses very little power to move an audience. And so where do the absolute best impacts live? They don't live in bare macroeconomic indicators. They live in real human lives. You can tell a judge that rewilding takes away thousands of acres of agricultural property, but that's just an abstract financial number. To make the room truly feel the weight of that loss, you must pair vivid imagery with powerful juxtaposition. And you can say something like, the true cost of this motion cannot be measured in abstract lines on a map. It must be measured in the tangible heartbeat of society. When we permanently eliminate these agricultural tracts, we aren't just retiring acreage. We are shutting down multi-generational family farms. We are ripping away the livelihoods of thousands of honest and decent workers. We are replacing thriving, vibrant, unified communities with empty, silent, abandoned land. The difference? Rhetoric is the bridge that will carry your dry data across the intellectual chasm straight into the judge's mind. In the end, rhetoric is by absolutely no means style over substance. It's about giving that hard-earned knowledge of yours the crafted, powerful tone it deserves. So integrate these steps into your next speech. Wow the judge. Seal the ballot.